This is Roger Struckoff with Syscon TV at Cloud Expo East 2016 in remembrance of our colleague Jeremy Gielen. We had a tribute to him this morning, and we've got a tribute playing for him tonight for everybody. So I'm trying to be as professional as I can in the memory and spirit of Jeremy. Joined right now by Matt Kalmenson with Veeam, and he wants to talk about, and we want to talk about, the always-on enterprise. Thanks for joining us. And what do you mean by that, and what do you do about it?
Well, thank you so much for having me today, first of all, and I really appreciate you taking the time out. You know, when you think about the data center today, there's constant evolution, and the evolution of the data center and the needs of the consumer of technology change, and they change constantly. And today's users are demanding 24/7 uptime. So what Veeam specializes in is availability for the always-on enterprise, because after all, if the enterprise isn't always on, the consumers of technology aren't getting what they want, getting what they're desiring, and therefore your businesses are going to have unhappy consumers and customers. So we're all about availability.
I have a feeling that your customers' customers don't have a lot of sympathy for them, for your customers, and your own customers probably don't have a lot of sympathy for you. By always on, this is what they mean.
They mean always on is always on, and I specifically work with our service providers and cloud providers that use the Veeam technology in order to extend an offering to their respective customers. So my customer, the service providers, their customers are end users and consumers of the technology, and there is virtually zero tolerance for downtime, and they rely on the Veeam technology to give them the uptime that they're expecting.
What sort of customers, you don't have to give away any secrets here, even company names, but so sort of what's, is there a typical sort of customer you have, or what's sort of the range of customers you have?
Well, typical is an interesting question.
Yeah.
Typical range is anywhere from an SMB organization with a few employees up to the Fortune 500, and everything in between.
How do you see their needs? Is it just a matter of scale, or is there different levels of complexity that you have to deal with?
Yeah, there's always different levels of complexity, right? So again, I'm working with service providers who are using our technology to extend an offering to their customers. My service providers run from small to medium organizations themselves up to very large organizations, and they all provide different types of services to the marketplace. Some of them have vertical expertise. Some of them have geographical expertise. Some of them are very broad in range and scope of the services that they bring to the marketplace. So in return, if you're a consumer and you want to consume Veeam, and by the way, we have over 200,000 customers right now that are consuming Veeam across the globe. Many of them are looking to service providers in order to extend their availability of their own enterprise, and they're looking to those service providers to really determine which service provider should I work with. If they offer up a Veeam solution, that's great. Now I want to take a look at that service provider and say, okay, what's their level of expertise? Maybe they have some healthcare expertise. Maybe they're an expert in government and regulation. Maybe they're an expert in financial institutions. Maybe they have a geographic representation. So there's all kinds of different offerings out in the marketplace.
Wow. You know, 200,000 too. And now I became aware of your company a few years ago. I was attending a Google conference or something. How have you seen things grow in the last, say, a couple of years? And in the future, not so much growth, but do you see things changing in terms of what your customers need?
So, if there's one thing that I've learned over the 20 plus years being in this business, it's that change is inevitable, change is constant, and it's probably the only constant. So our customers become more mature. A few years ago, a little bit of downtime probably would have been okay. Today, downtime is completely unacceptable, right? So as we become more and more sophisticated, and as technology becomes more and more sophisticated, there's less and less tolerance from consumers to have any downtime whatsoever, and those windows of downtime are shrinking year after year after year.
That's amazing. You know, it's ironic. The more you raise the bar, the more they want the bar to be raised, you know?
Right.
How do people find you? What's your URL?
www.veeam.com.
You heard it here. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching. For Syscon TV, this is Roger Struckoff.